the greatest appeal that I think Super 8 has for me when I saw this movie is that it's just good storytelling, and it's got everything that it's everything J.J. Abrams I think loves in a movie since he's a kid. These are the things, these pieces. It's his idea. It's an original movie. It's a movie that, at the core, has this cast of characters who catch you off guard because you get emotionally involved more than you would imagine. But yet, at no time do you feel manipulated at those times. And however, because you've got this core of characters that you're emotionally involved with, and you're not being manipulated when you're moved by them, it's easy, no matter what else happens in this world, that you're in for the ride. And what happens, this other part of this world, is astounding, because you've got a little bit of everything as far as you're scared. There's an adventure going on. There's a tremendous mystery going on. You're dealing with entities such as the U.S. Army and other strange things that can't be explained. There are circumstances that are occurring throughout the film where people are disappearing. You've got animals disappearing. Things in the town are disappearing. You've got a deputy whose sheriff has disappeared, and now he has to take over and answer for this whole town, of which he has no answers. Meanwhile, his son is gone. You've got and then you follow these young actors, these young characters on their journey, and you've got there's so much going, but at the core of it, it's good storytelling, because you're invested in the heart and soul and emotionally with these characters, and again, it's so deserved. They're so well developed, and it all just comes together in one great package that I think when you get done with the movie, you're going to question, you're going to say, what kind of movie is that? And then it'll dawn on you, oh, that's a great movie. I enjoyed that. And I think that's what it is. It's as simple as that. Now, once you get into it, I mean, I'm just an actor, and J.J. Abrams, I'm jealous isn't the word, but to create something like this, it's just incredible how people can do this so nicely and so clean. It's such a neat little fantasy world.
Absolutely, it's staggering when people have such great imagination.
Yeah, and if I talk that long, next time stop me, would you please? Good night.
Right, so tell me about working with Steven Spielberg and JJ. It must be like a dream for an actor.
Well, when I first got the job, it was an audition out here in town. I was going back home to Texas, and they called up and said, JJ's doing a film, his next film. Would you like to audition for it? Who the hell's JJ? JJ Abrams. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. So I auditioned, and I went back home, and he said, come back for me, and I auditioned, and I went back home, and then he told me, you've got the part, and then J.J. Abrams calls, and I'm talking to him. He gives me the lowdown. He says, basically, the part's yours if you want it. However, you can't know what the film's really about, and you can't see the script until you come to the set. It's like, God, okay, fine, all right, sure. And so that's how it started. I didn't know anything about what I was doing until I got there, and that's probably better, because the less I know, the better. I've learned that.
And so what was it like working with these kind of other younger cast members? A lot of them hadn't worked on films before, so...
Yeah, no, it was interesting, and that was one of the curiosities going into it, too, knowing that the one of the lead characters had never acted before, and so much was resting on his shoulders, and what a lot of pressure, right? But that was the bigger curiosity was then seeing how JJ was going to work with this young man. Now, I don't know what JJ found when he was meeting with the different people that he would hire, but he did well with Joel for sure, and it's pretty amazing, being an actor, knowing what goes into it, and we all do it differently, I guess, but having a young man who's never done anything before, and then having that performance and what occurred, that JJ's got a true love for the actor, and he didn't have any kids on the set. He had young actors, young artists on the set, and they were treated that way. And that's where that's what allows for these things to occur, no doubt. And he's the captain of the ship, and he sets the tone. And the tone was just like putting on an old shoe. It was very comfortable and very relaxed and very creative. Yeah.
And so the visual effects in this film, Is it kind of, how easy is it as an actor to grasp how the film's going to look in your head?
I didn't know. You don't know until you see it. But with that said, I don't need to know everything when I'm working. I like to not know certain things. I like to know what's going on with my character, and I like to know what I have to know. I don't like to know the other things because I like to be surprised when I go to the movies too. And also, there's no sense my character knowing something that, in the reality of the play, he's not supposed to know. With that said, acting with things that aren't there, I love, because you really can't do anything wrong. I mean, you know, you do what you do, and your imagination's creating something that you can't see, so you can't go wrong. But then when you see it, it's quite enjoyable. So I like that. I like owning the stage.
You like what, sorry?
I like owning the stage. You imagine being the only one on the stage and you get to control everything. It's just your imagination playing out.
Right, and also finally, just with JJ's films, and especially teaming up with Steven Spielberg on this film, there's so much anticipation, also so much secrecy. What do you think that kind of adds to the experience? Are you aware of all that anticipation when you're filming?
Yeah, well, you know, if you're going to walk into a movie and you don't know everything about everyone that's in it, and you don't have any behind-the-scenes viewing of how it was done or what's happening, there's an anticipation. Now, the great thing is if you've got that anticipation set up and you go and see the movie and it's a real stinker, I mean, that's not a good thing. That's really bad. That's when you start having people, you know, throw things through the box office windows and start burning theaters down. The joy of this is it's a really damn good movie. So it's not just clever. It's enjoyable to not know what you're going to see. But when you leave, you'll know that you saw something good.